I've placed a lot of blocks, and sometimes when I'm working on big projects, I have to place a large number of blocks in one long session. Now, in my opinion, there are 3 different methods to placing in blocks quickly. You've got the walking backwards and placing in the blocks, you've got the walking sideways and placing in the blocks, and then you sort of have a hybrid of them both, where you place them sideways across like this, then go back a bit, and basically scan backwards just a little bit like that. Now, I thought it'd be fun to try and work out what is the fastest method out of these 3 of placing in all of the blocks. So here I've created a 20 by 20 area, and I'm going to time how long it takes to fill in this space with 1 layer of blocks. I think it's going to be fairly interesting. Honestly, I have no clue what the result is going to be, so let's crack on. So we're going to get things started with my personal favourite. If I had to pick a favourite out of this selection, this would probably be the one, simply because I feel like it's the most efficient way of doing things. I mean, surely it's the most efficient way of doing things. You're placing in blocks as fast as you can walk backwards. There really is no loss of efficiency here. There's no mistakes that get made. You don't tend to misplace blocks. You don't have to break anything. Generally speaking, I would say this is the fastest. However, there is one slight thing, and that is the turnarounds at either end of the area. Obviously, once you've filled in one strip, you actually have to spin around 180 degrees and then place blocks in the opposite direction. And there is a chance that that will add up over a large space. For example, we have to do that 20 times in this area here, and that could actually add up to a decent amount of time. So we'll have to wait and see if that actually makes all the difference. Technique number 2 is very similar to technique number 1 in the way that we're placing strips of blocks all the way across the full area, but this time, as opposed to doing it back and forth, we're doing it side to side. Now, the big difference here is now we do not have the turnaround time. With the previous design, we had to spin 180 degrees every time we reached the edge of the area, which is time that you can't place any blocks. Now, with this one, that doesn't happen. All you have to do is go back a block, and then you travel back across without having to spend any time doing it. The issue is that with this one, you do occasionally make quite a few mistakes. As you saw throughout the recording, sometimes I miss blocks, sometimes I double up on blocks, so it'll be interesting to see if the times equal out. Maybe they'll balance out completely, or maybe this one will just about jump ahead because we don't have to do the spins. And for the final technique of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the group placing technique. Now, this is where you place a strip of blocks and then travel back, and then do another strip of blocks, then travel back and do another strip of blocks, and basically follow that throughout the entire area. Now, this is like a hybrid of the pair of the previous ones, which means that you sort of get both negatives, as in you make a ton of mistakes, and also you have to do the spin at the end. So if I were a betting man, I would place bets on this being the slowest technique, simply because it seems to have a bunch of issues. I mean, you're making mistakes left, right, and center, and also you're having to do a bunch of spins as well. Honestly, I can't see how this would be the fastest, but then again, I could be totally surprised by the results of this one, so I guess we'll wait and find out. So here comes the moment of truth. We're about to find out the results of the testing, and I have to say, they are very surprising indeed. So in 3rd position with the bronze medal, we have got my personal favourite, the one that I thought was going to win, the walking backwards while placing in all of the blocks. That took 1 minute and 58 seconds to fill in the full 20 by 20 area, so that one gets the bronze medal. Then in 2nd position, we have got the walking sideways while placing in all of the blocks. That took 1 minute and 45 seconds to fill in the whole area, so that is a whole 13 seconds faster than the previous method, which is really quite something. I mean, clearly those 180 degree spins really do add up, but in 1st position, the fastest method is placing in the block sideways and then going back a bit, then placing in the block sideways once again, the sort of hybrid method, and that took 1 minute and 36 seconds to fill in the full 20 by 20 area, which is a whopping 22 seconds faster than my original favourite. I thought this one was going to be the loser, but it turns out it is considerably faster. Now, one quick thing that I just want to say before I go is obviously the results will differ depending on your situation. For example, if you need to place in a lot of blocks like this, then maybe there'll be a slightly different method that will win. Or for example, if you've got an edge that you could potentially walk off, so you're having to shift click, that will definitely change up the results. And I'm just interested in knowing, would you like to see a video on that sort of thing in the future? Perhaps I could cover some of the block placing techniques for those sorts of situations. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.